Hey, this is lewloh, and you're listening to Indiego.
Hi, I'm here with Liu today, a dear friend and an amazing musician.
Wait, we're friends?
I guess I was mistaken. Never again. I won't trust anybody ever again. But prior to this, he was just giving me shit about being a chronic people pleaser. And to that, I have a story of the ultimate people pleasing.
Let's hear it.
So I was 18 years old, still in my school uniform, in a very, very packed train. And like pressed up against me was a very old lady, like hunched over and struggling to scratch an itch on her back. And she goes, 小妹, 帮我 scratch, 很痒, cannot, very itchy, I cannot take it. And I have no idea who she is, but...
You scratched her back?
Yeah, it looked unbearable. She couldn't reach. So for 2 whole stations, like Bishan plus 2, I scratched. It was like 6-7 minutes.
That's the epitome of people pleasing.
What would you? She was struggling.
Set your boundaries.
She couldn't reach it if she wanted to. And then after 2 stations, she turned and looked, and she started giggling at me. And I was like, "What, auntie? What do you want?" And she's like, "Oh, where's my daughter? I thought you were my daughter." And turns out her daughter was like seated comfortably.
No.
What a
I thought
dick,
she
right?
was just so brazen
She
to
just
be like,
didn't give a
scratch
shit.
my back.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right about
Symptoms
that.
of a people pleaser.
Yeah. Okay, enough about me. Nobody's interviewing me. We're here to talk about Liu. And he's been touring, haven't you?
Yes. I'm currently on tour. Wait.
Oh,
I just finished the tour.
okay. So you've been touring and it must have been an adventure. I want to know the stupidest thing you've done on the road.
Yeah, so before that, I've been on tour, and the tour was called the Planting Seeds Tour. And yeah, it's just about, I guess, using music to plant seeds of reflection and healing. But then something that I also learned is planting seeds in different ways, just like by your day-to-day interactions with people. I'm trying to think of the stupidest thing that I did on tour.
Oh, because you're so sensible. There's none.
Oh, I got a tattoo, but I don't know if that's stupid.
No, what is it?
It's a bit, yes, here, 1 second.
Was this Seoul? Manila? So nice.
This was in Manila, and I got a tattoo with my keyboardist, Lisa. And she just asked me, she was like, I'm getting a tattoo today. Do you want to get one? And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Are they matching?
Hers is like a smaller version of this.
Oh, so sweet.
But yeah, just something to mark the time.
Bandmate tattoos, that's a whole new
Low?
bromance.
It's a whole new low.
I didn't say low, low.
Oh my, what if we break up? Then
Well, then you have something to remember your
true,
keyboardist
true.
No, remind me never to be your bandmate if I have a bitter ending
I
to
would
look
peer
forward to.
pressure you to scratch my back and then and then get a tattoo with me.
Yeah, of like scratch marks
Yeah.
on my back. Yeah, all right, cool. I want to know, do audiences in the places you've been feel different to hear and how, or like a highlight?
I think, wow, each city's culture definitely defines the audience differently. And I mean, just like off my memory, a highlight was just the audience in Philippines. I really think that there's like a huge culture of listening to live music there. And even just coming to watch, an artist that they've never heard of, they were just really great listeners. And they also created a sense of like oneness and connection with each other that I really wish more of the world would learn from.
Yeah.
Like there's like a non-nationalistic pride about being Filipino. It's like, it's not like we are the greatest country in the world, but like I love being a part of this community.
Oh, so nice.
And I don't know, I feel like some cities, I'm not going to name any, but they feel a little bit more disconnected in the people.
Yeah.
And people are more exclusive with each other. So yeah, I loved Philippines because of that.
Yeah, I do get that sense from Filipinos
Right?
also, like just withholding judgment,
Yeah.
being very open and inclusive.
Exactly.
Like my favorite time in the Philippines watching a show, I was watching a band named Tom Story, and they were completely instrumental,
Yeah.
no vocalists.
Yeah.
And then before they started playing, they said, if you know this one, sing along. And I was like, huh? Sing what?
Right.
And all of a sudden, and this is like mathy,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and the whole crowd, like 200 people, they're just like,
They're singing the electric guitar part.
like, and some people sing the bass lines, some
Wow.
people sing like different riffs I was just like, whoa, Philippines,
Music. Yeah.
next level. It's like in their bones.
Mm.
Cool, very cool. Wow, you know, I have a lot of questions. I'm gonna, but I'm gonna try and be economical with
Let's
time.
do this.
Okay, I want to dive into this crazy thing that Liu told me about a while back, and which I've discovered on Twitch. And being quite a dinosaur, I don't inhabit much of these spaces. Don't say anything. It's okay. and no, but then diving in.
You look great for 50.
Who invited this guy? Actually, can we move on to the next ad? Why did I sign up for your interview? Jeez.
I love you.
I'm just about to say something nice about you, but I feel so dirty. So Liu does this thing on Twitch, among many other things, with an amazing Twitch community, which is to collectively write songs with anybody on the stream. So people from far-flung places around the world would come, and sometimes they're like, hi, English not my first language, I'm not so great, but I have an idea for a line, and then you kind of stitch that together. That's crazy. And in one session you'll have a song. Talk us through that. How does that work?
Yeah, so I think when I started streaming, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do because usually streams are about 3 to 4 hours on average.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I just going to sing for 3 to 4 hours? It's really tiring to do that. But I love songwriting. If you've been following me, you know that. And so I just turned on the stream one day and I said, hey, like, let's write a song together. And
like
everyone...
It was a spontaneous decision.
It was. And then it turned into every Monday, we're going to do a writing session together. And I started having people from like the US stay up till like 2 to 4 a.m. to write. And I think at first it was a bit one-sided because it is hard to write without seeing people's faces and there's no like actual like oral interaction. But I think I learned how to take whatever was written in chat and assimilate it in a way that doesn't compromise the music, because a lot of the people giving ideas are not necessarily musicians by trade, but they are creative nonetheless, right? And I think I had to learn how to dance between like taking on everyone's ideas and trying to fit it all in, and hey, this is not personal, but I think there's a stronger idea that we can use. And yeah, now like I have a community full of like really creative people who can also write songs now, which is amazing. And the best part is, when they come to my shows, like now they understand little writing technics that I'm using.
They
and
literally see the process as it unfolds.
Exactly. And I think it's one of the more interesting ways I've gotten to connect with my community, because I think in the past music was just less accessible, or writing and creating music, but I'm trying to show people that you don't even need an instrument to write. You can just come up with words, or if you can't come up with words, come up with melodies. And music doesn't have to be like a solo thing. You can do it with other people. So yeah.
Yeah, with a certain level of of skill.
Right.
I mean, yeah, and obviously like QC and
For sure.
fitting syllables into
I'm
the
like
right
guiding them.
scansion and
Yes,
rhythm.
exactly.
And like
Scansion.
scansion.
Yes.
And that's a lot of work to do on the spot. I would feel so naked. And being a chronic people pleaser and not being able to reject ideas, my songs would just be like, my rabbit named Steven and my aunt who took me to the market yesterday.
I think for sure, like, because I have this thing where once I start a song, I have to finish it in the session or else it goes to the graveyard. Like, for me, I hate going back to half-finished songs and working on it because the vibe has passed, you know? And so for me, I think there was a period of time where I got a bit burnt out because when I turned on stream and I knew it was a songwriting stream, it also meant that I had to finish it. And so some of the streams lasted like 5 hours and I'd be so tired. But I also know that if I don't finish it, then it's just going to be, you know, in the grave. And yeah, I think the thing that I really appreciate about my community is I just told them like, today I'm tired, guys. So instead of writing like a traditional pop song or something, we're just going to write like a manifestation song. That was one of them where
I remember that.
Where it was just like the things that you wanted. We wrote it in like January or February, the things that you wanted to see in fruition this year. And so I just stitched all of our manifestations into a song. And yeah, that was one of my favorite songs that we wrote. Yeah.
Man, you jumped the gun because that was another question I had for you later in this interview, which is that you have to finish a song in a session. If not, you'll chuck it. And like my question to you was, how do we hack into your computer? Because no, I'm sure there's tons of people who would be like, what gold is lying in your trash can that you have like coldly discarded because of this rule that you have to finish in one session? Have you really never written a song over more than one session?
If it's over multiple sessions, it's just polishing and like changing one or two words. But because of that whole thing, like I think I have somewhere between 300 to 400 songs that will never see the light of day because I just didn't get to finish them. But with that said, it actually makes it more exciting for me to write the next one because I'm just like, okay, I know I have the ability to write decent melodies or lyrics. Let's just move on to the next. Yeah.
Cool. Aww. Inspiration. If you're interested, by the way, you're gonna make an entire EP based of these collectively Twitch written songs, right? So you're kind of working on that now.
Yeah, I'm creating a narrative story that is built around this character. You know, I'll reveal more details as the release comes closer, but I wanted to just create this story about someone who saw the internet as a safe space and someone who was just very open and just got to connect with people online.
Aw, that's kind of like counterintuitive to so much of what we know of the internet, which is nice and very wholesome. And I always like to say about you that your audiences are strangely and extremely diverse. Like,
I love them.
From kids to like Mark Cheeks, and they're all like singing along. I really love the diversity of the people you bring together in the most wholesome way.
I love them.
Okay, how do people look for you on Twitch?
So I just go by lewloh, LEWLOH, everywhere on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, rarely on TikTok, but that's there if you want. And you can find my music as well on Apple Music, Spotify, all of that.
Yes, go write song together and maybe make it into this EP.
Mondays.
On Mondays.
Yes.
We have so many more things to ask you, but I can't because of time. But yeah, I'm going to jump off and let Vishal take my place.
Thank you
so that you can play some music for everybody. Lewloh and Vishal, everybody.
Wish.
Take it away.
I've been gathering seeds for a while now, waiting for the right day. I did the research and found that it takes more than just sun and rain. We've gotta love with intention. There's nowhere else we should be. And even if it takes 10 years, I'll be happy planting this seed. Even if I was carelessly killed, I won't go back to hate. 'Cause back in the past I'd see red in my eyes. I never forget or forgave. But how do we love ourselves if we're tearing each other down? Oh, how do we love somebody else when the cost is the pain from ourselves? If only a few hear the message I sing, at least I still played my part. 'Cause what is the point of being a star if you can't even guide someone home? Oh, how do we love ourselves if we're tearing each other down? Oh, how do we love somebody else when the cost is the pain from ourselves? Even if I was carelessly killed, I won't go back to hate. Calls, the sharks are trying to reach you. Carnivores hungry for attention. Overboard, the ship is slowly sinking now. It's going down. Who even knows my name? I don't really care if I lose face, so I don't even feel ashamed to admit I'm living a lie. Still trying to figure out what to do with my life. Don't care to impress. I'm finally getting used to hanging out with my mess. I wanna show somebody nobody knows I'm putting on a show, putting on a show. Living a lie. Still trying to figure out what to do with my life. Hey! I keep saying I've got a grip on this, but every time I do, the cycles begin again. Overboard, starboard. The ship is slowly sinking now. I'm going down. Who even knows my name? I don't really care if I lose face, so I don't even feel ashamed to admit I'm living a lie. Still trying to figure out what to do with my life. Don't care to impress, I'm finally getting used to hanging out with my mess. I wanna show somebody, nobody knows. I'm putting on a show, putting on a show. Living a lie, still trying to figure out what to do with my life. Said I wanna show somebody, nobody knows. I'm putting on a show, putting on a show. Living a lie, still trying to figure out what to do with my life. This is a song about gratitude for an ex-lover. I held you closer than you ever held me. At least we got to cuddle with your back to my face. I needed you more than you ever needed me. For that I'm grateful, 'cause you knew and you stayed. I loved you more than you ever loved me, and that was a hard pill to swallow. But I hurt you more than you ever hurt me. So I'm sorry that it was your time that we wasted. I won't forget as much as you will all the times that we connected, all the tears that we collected. And you will remember some of the good parts, but most of it hazy from the smoke from the fire, from the love that expired. I loved you more than you ever loved me, and that was a hard pill to swallow. But I hurt you more than you ever hurt me. So I'm sorry that it was your time that I wasted. I loved you more than you ever loved me, and that was a hard pill to swallow. But I hurt you more than you ever hurt me. So I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. It was your time that I wasted. This last song is a question for you, and it's called How Have You Been? I don't know what you tell your friends you haven't seen in a while. Do you say that you're doing good and that the last guy just didn't work out? They try to recall my name, they get it right by watching your face, 'cause it twitches every time that you lie. You try to steer the conversation to further down the road. You've been working at a 9 to 5 and you love the workload. You've been keeping yourself busy so your mind doesn't wander back to me every time that you lie. Honestly, how have you been? How's the weather where you're sleeping? Let's skip the small talk. Honestly, how have you been? You wave goodbye as you walk back to your car, and you think about the things you didn't say as you drive to your apartment. The radio's still broken and the windows don't open. Oh, it's like this every time that you lie. Honestly, how have you been? How's the weather where you're sleeping? Let's skip the small talk. Honestly, how have you been? Honestly, how have you been? Thanks for listening to my set. This is my friend Vishal, and you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and all of that at lewloh, Lewloh. And you can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, and other digital streaming platforms.